I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual healthcare, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways, I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on, Big Blue Crew, New York Giants fans, and welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today, just a little bit of news broke today. One bit of news is that Jarrad Davis, the inside linebacker we signed last year and was actually getting starting reps in the spring, status for week 1 will be in jeopardy. He just had knee surgery, so looks like Michael McFadden and Darian Beavers are going to be fighting for starting reps besides Bobby O. That is kind of major news. They were expecting the veterans to start this year, but we're going to need some guys to step up at the inside linebacker position this year once again. Hopefully that doesn't put us in flux. I believe Darian Beavers can step in and be a tremendous help to us. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode of New York Giants Full Access, and that is the Saquon Barkley news. His contract is still not done, and ESPN has reported that his week 1 status is in jeopardy if he does not get his contract signed by July 17th. Looks like he will hold out. That's what ESPN is reporting. I don't know how much that is true, but I can't see him holding out due to the fact that he hasn't gotten his money yet, and I can't blame him. Only thing I can blame him about is him and his agent did this to him, misjudging the market the way that they did it. But I mean, it's nobody's fault that the running back market plummeted the way that it did. I truly believe Saquon Barkley is worth a decent paycheck. I believe he's worth between $12 to $14 million a year. Maybe his camp believes he's worth maybe $14 to $16 million a year with a lot more guaranteed and more years. So it's a lot of factors that could play into that contract situation. But as you seen in the last episode, I had Herm Edwards up there. He was talking about Daniel Jones. He's not sold on the Giants offense. And he doubled down what is talking about the Giants and more in general. So I actually got 2 reactions out of this video. So let's hear what Mr. Herm Edwards has to say, and the other gentleman here, he actually has some polite words to say about us. But let's listen in, and you know I'm gonna chime in. Let's get into it.
At least talk about Saquon Barkley. Yes, he led the team in receiving, but he also had a career year. Number 1, he was 4th last year in rushing attempts and rushing yards. He had more rushing yards than he's had ever in his career. Once again, we talk about it. He controls the football. He doesn't fumble it. 4 fumbles and over 1,300 touches in his career. And so this team is getting better.
Which is pretty amazing. Over 1,300 touches in his career. He's only fumbled 4 times. That's pretty amazing.
2nd year under Brian Daboll. We saw what Brian Daboll, I personally saw what Brian Daboll did in Buffalo. I played with the Buffalo Bills. I saw him change that offense. This is back in 2018 when we had question marks about Josh Allen. Fast forward 2019, 2020, we see the difference, 2021. And all of a sudden, Brian Daboll's gone in 2022 and Josh Allen declines. I think there's a correlation there. And so,
definitely, brother, definitely.
The whole point is this. Year 2 in this offense is going to be extremely dynamic, and they've gotten better at so many different positions in the draft, and also Darren Waller, top 5 tight end in free agency.
My sentiments exactly. A lot of people are really trying to poo-poo that move like it's not major in our division. There's not a tight end in our division that's like Darren Waller. I mean, you got the tight end over there with the Eagles. He's pretty doggone good. I think he's a top 5 tight end when healthy, or at least top 10, but he's not Darren Waller. We haven't seen a tight end in our division that plays like how Waller does since Vernon Davis, I want to say. I mean, Jordan Reed was pretty good, but he stayed hurt. And Vernon Davis, actually, he was on the back end of his career when he came with the Redskins at the time. So when's the last time we seen a tight end like that in our division? Y'all gotta let me know.
I'm not saying they're going to improve. I'm not saying they're not going to improve. And I agree with you. I love their football coach. I think he's an outstanding football coach.
You basically did say that in the last video, Mr. Herm Edwards.
I just look at their offense. Now, I can't play anymore, but I played corner and I go, okay, there's no one that scares me when they break the huddle. Who's the runner? The runner's their best player. I agree. And that's the guy that right now, on the July 18th, we're going to find out if he wants to come to camp or not. Because if he don't come to camp, oh, boy, they got a problem, a big problem. A gigantic problem if they don't get this guy in camp. But you know that defensively, when you got a running back and you go into the game to play the Giants, the first thing you say is what? We got to stop the runner. So I'm going to put 8 guys in the box, 9 guys in the box. That allows the quarterback to play better. And if that guy don't show up, oh, boy, look out.
So you mean to tell me that with the limited weapons last year and with people doing that against us last year, because you're saying that everybody said put 8, 9 in the box and stop Saquon Barkley, and we're worried about the rest. You still had one of the least amount of turnovers this year, one of the highest completion percentages this year, with weapons that you don't fear, right? Still took them to the playoffs this year with weapons that you don't fear. Only thing you fear is Saquon Barkley. And now that we have Darren Waller, we got Paris Campbell, Slayton's back, Hodgins has a full year with us. We're going to get Wan'Dale Robinson back. Remember, he had 100 yards before he got hurt. Daniel Bellinger back. And then a whole nother year in this offensive scheme with Brian Daboll. You're still going to come to the table and say, I'm going to put 8, 9 in the box and just let the chips fall where they may. Not to mention that we got Jalen Hyatt in the draft who could take the top off of any defense. You're still going to play that way against us. Now, is this just him giving the utmost respect to Saquon Barkley? Because if it is, it's still disrespectful to the rest of the team. As you know, Saquon Barkley down the stretch last year, good as he was down the stretch, he was not performing at the same level he was in the beginning of the season. So, why would you come to the table this year knowing that we got more weapons and play the same way that you played against us last year? What coach in their right mind would do that? Herm Edwards, I have a lot of respect for you as a head coach. I actually do have a lot of respect for you as a head coach because you're very knowledgeable and you did some very good things in the NFL as a coordinator, as a DB. You played with the Eagles, so that's 2 strikes against you. As a Jets head coach and you played with the Eagles, that's 2 strikes. And now you dissing my team. This is almost your 3rd strike, Mr. Herm Edwards. But I like the guy. He's done amazing things with Arizona State as well. So, don't let I don't know if are people doing that on purpose to hype up Saquon Barkley so much to make the rest of the team look bummish. Are they doing that on purpose? When I look at these things, I look at the things that people say, I look at the Twitter, the players, and everybody. I think they do that on purpose to hype Saquon Barkley up so much to make the rest of the team look like bums. And it's kind of crazy because when you look at this team last year, this team really ran through Daniel Jones down the stretch. He had no choice, and he delivered. So I don't know. And you guys let me know in the comments, if Saquon Barkley doesn't show up this year, are we dead? Are we dead in the water? Are we just going to implode and we go 3-14? You let me know.
I'm just saying.
But if he
I know a little bit about it, not a lot.
But
just
if he does.
They're
If he
better.
does, Coach, and mind you, right? I played for great.
But they're not better than the Cowboys.
I've played for great coaches as well. But, Coach, think about this. Think about the dynamism of Saquon Barkley. So going back to my time, it was his rookie year, right? 2018. I'm playing for Vic Fangio. We had the #1 defense. We're getting ready to play them, and he was raving about a guy. He's like, man, I haven't seen a guy like this in many, many years. When Saquon Barkley is doing what Saquon Barkley does, look at how he's been training all offseason. That's in the boxing. He's still with his teammates, even though he's not in the facility. He's training with Daniel Jones, working out with his other teammates. So then you have that runner, then you have that quarterback, then you have that coach. And I get it, you're a corner, so you're not worried about their receivers. But then you add that tight end into the picture. Now there's maybe some things to worry about.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, and that's what they're doing. And let's not poo-poo the receivers, because Slayton still last year with nothing around still got up to 700 yards. Now that you add Hodgins coming back, hey, look, he was coming on towards the end of the season. Wan'Dale Robinson, he was coming on before he got hurt. You got Paris Campbell. He's nothing to sneeze at. You know what I'm saying? He's not a Hopkins or anybody. It's like if you don't have a Jay Jetta or a Hopkins or Adams or somebody at receiver, that your receivers can't be good. It's just a team effort, man. But let's hear out what the rest of Herm Edwards got to say.
Okay, I got one question.
Be quick. We got to go to break.
Who's the best team in the division? Who's the best team in the division?
Okay.
Eagles.
Who's the second best team?
It's
Who's
the
the third
Cowboys.
best team?
Who made the playoffs last year? Who made the playoffs last year and won a playoff game?
That's all you got to say.
It was the
We're
New York
good.
Football
We're good.
Giants. And now they've
Go to
gotten
commercial.
better.
We're good.
And now
These
they've gotten
guys.
better.
So everybody, you know, that's their mic drop. When it comes to the Giants, that's their mic drop. Oh, who's the best in the division? Who won the division last year? And that's based off last year. You don't know if the Eagles can implode this year. You don't know if the Cowboys can implode this year. You don't know, man. But that was the take. The rest of the take with Herm Edwards talking his noise about the New York Giants. It's kind of crazy how they try to poo-poo Daniel Jones. They find all types of way to try to poo-poo Daniel Jones, and I hope Daniel Jones comes out and has an elite season. Hell, give us 24 touchdowns and 4,000 yards, and they still going to complain. So it is what it is, man. What do you guys think, man? If Saquon Barkley doesn't sign with the New York Giants, let's just say he holds out into the season and he does not play for us for the first couple of weeks, is this Giants team dead in the water? You guys let me know. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button. Join the big blue crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk, because you know we don't care what anybody thought. We gonna talk our talk. And Mr. Herm Edwards, looks like you got a double take today of Big Pat Sports Talk. Holla at me if you got anything to say, anything about it. Much respect to you. Love your coaching prowess. You actually were a pretty good player when you played as well. So people take your words to heart, and I don't think that's how you really feel, man. I think you had to say that for TV. But it is what it is, man. Until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.